last 25 years, catastrophe risk modeling has really transformed the way insurance industry thinks about risk and manages its risk. Derivations from catastrophe risk models have now been applied to a whole range of other applications, such as risk management decision-making in the public sector. Now, development of catastrophe risk models have been driven by a number of factors, such as market demand, which is quite important, technological and scientific advancements, availability of data, computational resources, technical expertise to develop and utilize these models. Now, as a result, a number of different stakeholders have emerged from the industry, CAT modeling firms, academia, and other institutions to develop and expand catastrophe models. Now, on the other hand, patterns of risks are also changing owing to climate risk, which is impacting the characteristics of hazards, development patterns, and population growth. Now, at the Geneva Association, the focus of our research is around how innovation in risk modeling can help transform and expand risk management solutions and risk transfer. And there are three topics that we are very much focused on. By bringing experts from various disciplines, we are looking at how we can enhance current CAT models for the expansion of risk transfer to new regions, new perils, and new products can really serve the needs of the society. Second topic is around how we can integrate current CAT models with other risk models to help the industry and other stakeholders better understand the changing patterns of risk. And thirdly, we're thinking about how paradigm shift in risk transfer based on what customers need today in terms of complexity of the systems, supply chains, and the need to really think about changing patterns of risk, how innovation in risk modeling with a systems-based approach and forward-looking can help really shift the way the industry and other stakeholders deliver risk management solutions. At the heart of risk modeling is ability to characterize hazards, exposures, and vulnerabilities. And the scientific community in weather and climate research can bring a lot of value to defining the hazard module of the risk modules. Now, over the last decades, clearly there has been very strong cooperation engaging risk modeling community with the scientific community. But the key question is, are we harnessing the best and most that the weather and climate science can offer, not only for today's CAT modeling methodologies, but in the way we think about risk, particularly within a changing climate? So the progress in this community has ranged from explosive data in respect to observing our climate system with emergence of satellites, better understanding of what's driving our climate system and how does that impact the characteristics of hazards and their interconnections around the world as well as in time. Also, ability to forecast hazard characteristic along a timeline of next hour, next month, next season, next year, next decade. So there is a lot of development, and the question is, what would be the best way to engage the scientific community together with the risk modeling community in a much more robust and cohesive way so that we can harness some of these latest development in a more systematic way for advancing risk modeling methodologies. Innovation and technological development within the scientific community happens in a variety of forms through academic institutions, centers of excellence that may be publicly or privately funded, operational centers, technological institutions that again may be publicly and privately funded. So we have to find pathways to bring this community in a more systematic way and interface it with the risk modeling community to discuss, explore, and identify areas that can be harnessed. So one of the things that has been discussed in this conference is how can we create a platform where the industry and scientific community can come together in a more systematic and regular way to exchange ideas, to share the needs from the risk modeling community, and to explore what elements of development, scientific and technological developments, could be harnessed. We need platforms that are open and allow scientists and this community to come and explore, expand, and develop new modules for defining and characterizing hazards, exposures, vulnerabilities. And there are a number of developments funded by the industry that are now enabling these open platforms that bring everybody together and can help everybody to connect and work together more openly. Also, I think use of pilots and projects that brings the best centers together with the risk modeling community through concrete projects and activities that can help explore and bring these technologies into risk modeling, evaluate and verify the value proposition of enhanced science and technology. Those are among elements that we have discussed in this conference. This conference brings top thought leaders around the world in a variety of critical disciplines to determine the type of innovation that we can realize in risk modeling that can really help with risk management decisions in terms of the way we understand risk and manage it. Now, at the Geneva Association, we have paralleled this with developing a major report engaging 20 leading experts from a variety of disciplines. Now, the way these two initiatives come together is we will draw on some of the critical conclusions and recommendations that emerges out of this conference, and we will incorporate it in this major report that offers a number of strategic as well as pragmatic recommendations for attention of the industry, governments, international organizations, and other stakeholders for advancing risk modeling so that we can really realize better risk management, decision making, which ultimately results in better resilience of our society to extreme events and climate change.